EnSilica listed on the stock exchange in May 2022, and for that, it was awarded IPO of the year. We'll roll on to the end of 2023. The company's raised £1.5 million. So, what are the proceeds being used for? To answer that and more questions, I'm delighted to be joined by Executive Chairman Mark Hodgkins. So, Mark, we're going to hear the acronym ASIC a lot in our conversation, short for application specific integrated circuit. So what do they do? Who needs them? And what problems do they solve?
So they do a number of things. They differentiate a customer's product from his competitor's product. They can be designed to be extremely low power. They can give additional functionality, all to make your product that has a chip in it different to your competitor's products. That's the key thing. And they also allow you to secure your supply chain, because you're not buying chips off the shelf, you're buying the chips that you've ordered for yourself. So you get your own space at the foundry, and it improves supply chains. And it also protects your intellectual property rights to some extent, because you can put your know-how into the chip, which is very difficult to reverse engineer. So that's the key of what a application-specific integrated circuit does, and why you would want to have one.
Okay, that's quite a mouthful, but what is the market like? The customer base, recent contract wins suggest that the market is growing.
It is. I think, people are starting to use ASICs more because they want to differentiate their products, as I've just been saying. But also there are drivers coming from governments, cybersecurity legislation, particularly in Europe, but going to follow in the UK and in the United States, are driving companies to change the current ASICs they've got, so there's more cybersecurity. And we're seeing also, particularly in the industrial space, the advent and the serious coming now of AI is beginning to impact how they want their machines to work. And so there needs to be interfaces between their controller and AI, and we are going to see some benefit ourselves from designing those facilities into renewed and revived ASICs. So there are two big drivers there, as well as just the wider driver is people are using more electronic gadgets. Customers want more functionality. Suppliers want to have changes to their products. So just plenty of demand.
So plenty of demand, therefore plenty of opportunities. So I'm wondering how you are expanding the business, developing and growing those markets you've just referenced, because I can see that some existing clients are renewing, but how are you engaging with prospective customers? Is that what the raise was all about?
The raise was about growth capital. We've got 5 or 6 really interesting opportunities before us, which we can execute, but there's things we'd like to do a little bit more of, and a little bit more, invest a little bit more, and that's why we went out to the market to raise some more capital, because we've got these opportunities. We've got 2 big opportunities for new ASICs, where we have previous experience working with other companies, and competitors want their own chip. We've recently been given the status as a value chain aggregator for a major global foundry, and that is generating new work both in the United States of America and in Europe. And we needed a bit more capital to support that initiative, which we think is going to be very large. We've got our own chip in the healthcare sector, which we'd like to invest some more in. We don't have to do it, but we'd like to do it. And we're getting some very strong interest in our traditional consultancy business for the application of our skills for large tier 1 automotives as well. So we've got a huge amount of opportunity before us, and we wanted to invest some more, really. So that hence the raise.
However, the share price is not reflecting the initiatives and the opportunities, the contract wins and contract renewals. How exasperated are you by this?
Well, but we're very exasperated. We've met our market expectations now since IPO. We've had a constant stream of good news. This was a raise for new money for good news, it's disappointing to see the share price fall so much as it has done in the last couple of months, which we don't think is warranted. But chairman of small listed companies never think the share price going down is warranted, do they? But it's exasperating, and looking forward to the time when the markets are a bit more accommodating and have a bit more faith in the future, which they clearly don't have that much faith in the future economy just at the moment, or at least doesn't seem so.
So talk to me about the most recent numbers, the most recent trading update. Is the business profitable yet, or are investors backing a company at R&D phase, or one that's in transition, in a hybrid state?
So we are a business in transition, but we've been in transition since 2016, when we converted from being a consultancy business to being a fabless semiconductor manufacturing business. But we're right at the end of that transition now, and we've got three ASICs in production and generating revenues. We've got 6 others on the track to becoming revenue generating ASICs. So we're well on the way to complete the transition. We are profitable. We were profitable in 2023, which is a May year end, which is what we said we would be. And we're currently trading in line with market expectations, and we intend to meet those, and we think we can meet those. So May 24, we will once again post numbers that are in line with our market expectations. But we'll be up on last year by maybe, I think from memory, the expectations are 11% higher this year than last year. But the other thing is, as we grow and as these opportunities develop, we're increasingly seeing good visibility on further out. We haven't got firm orders for 25. Well, we've got some firm orders for 25, but we've got more visibility for 25 and beyond, which is all very encouraging for us. And this raise was about underwriting really the growth in 26 and 27. What we're pitching for now, what we want to invest in now, is really going to affect the revenues in 26 and 27. So we think we're a good place.
So you've raised a modest amount of money twice this year. Is this the preferred route for accessing capital?
It would be if it was a little easier. When we floated in May 22, we asked the city to give us £10 million. They chose not to, which is their prerogative. Since then, we've had 2 further raises. We've now raised just over £9 million. So we've still not raised what we asked for at IPO, and we've delivered on all our numbers, and we've got a strong order book. We've got a pipeline which is not an order book. We've got a strong order book, but our pipeline, which includes items that are not orders, is $360 million. We've got big opportunity, and we think we're worthy of the support of the city, which, to be fair, as a key number of people are supportive of us, and we're very grateful to those shareholders who did invest, have invested at all 3 rounds actually. We'd just like to see more of them.
So I think the city is very mindful of the current economic cycle that we're going through. Interest rates still at 15-year highs, inflation stubborn, less so. I just wonder how you are mitigating this economic cycle, or whether the business is economic cycle agnostic.
No, I don't think we're agnostic. We are affected. We've noticed that some people are taking longer to make an investment decision, but they are making the investment decision. They're just elongating the process. It's important to know that we're unlike a lot of the chip industry. We're not making off-the-shelf chips, so we haven't suffered the destocking effect that was initiated by COVID, because our customers design their own chips and they get made the volumes they want. So we haven't seen that tailing off in demand. Growth is good for us. So I don't think we're agnostic. People do affect, it does affect their decision as to whether they make an investment in a new chip. So but we have not seen that. Corporately, we have not seen that yet, and I hope we don't.
So arguably, you're a future tech entity. The company has been around since 2001. So I'm wondering, what does a future EnSilica look like?
Well, the market generally is set to grow by 8 to 9% compound growth for the next 6, 7, 8 years. So clearly we have an opportunity, just if we perform in line with the market, to improve our revenues quite considerably. However, we've got some specific IP around satellite communications and around healthcare, which we think will drive revenues greater than that. So we see the next 5 years being a period of quite aggressive growth for the company, and hopefully a re-rating of our profitability and an increasing market capitalization, which we think we can deliver on.
So a lot to look forward to. Thank you very much indeed. Mark Hodgkins, Executive Chairman of EnSilica. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. It's been good to talk. Thank you very much.